In this video, we'll integrate Stripe into our Frontly app so that we can accept payments and offer our users subscriptions. Lately, I've been thinking about building a project on Frontly that would be facing towards external users, and I was thinking about different ways that I can monetize it, and I thought about offering a subscription. And since Frontly doesn't offer any payment processing or Stripe integrations natively, I wanted to see if I can use Stripe's no-code payment links and customer portal to accept payments through a Frontly app. This is what we'll be doing throughout this tutorial. We'll be integrating Stripe subscription payments within our Frontly app, and we'll use Make to glue those things together. Let's take a look at the structure of what we'll be building and then dive straight in. Here's a diagram outlining how this whole thing would work. So apart from your regular Frontly pages, that is actually your app, we'll only create 3 pages here. So we have our account page where we'll show our current plan, and we'll give the user an option to either manage their plan or purchase a plan if they don't have an active plan. The purchase option will get them to the plans page where we'll have our different pricing options. Then we'll use Stripe links, and will take us to a Stripe payment link page where the user can sign up, and we'll also pass their email here just to make sure that they're using the same email that their account is created with. This Stripe payment link will bring the user back to their account page on success, but it would also start this make.com automation where we'll have a webhook that's going to listen to Stripe events, and it would add to Google Sheet, adjusting our subscribers table that we're going to look at in just a second, and adding an active subscription for this account. Then the manage plan option will take the user to the Stripe customer portal link where they can cancel, update, or switch between different pricing plans if we have those. Then we'll also have a resources page that would check if we have an active paid plan or not, and would either show that we have access to those resources or not, and you can adjust that to be whatever you want to be behind the paywall. We use 2 custom variables. One will be getting the user's plan, so we can show it on their account page, and the other one will be a true or false custom variable that would check for an active subscription, and if it's true, we'll show the correct part of the resources, and we'll also use it for a display condition to be able to show the current plan on the account page. In terms of the database, it's really simple. So we only have a subscriptions table in Google Sheets that would save the user's email, the plan they're on, the status of the subscription, and to also be saving the Stripe ID, so we'll be able to look it up on Stripe if we need to. Let's start with our database. I have this Google spreadsheet here where I have the Frontly ID, and you don't need to add that as Frontly will add it for you. You have the email, the plan, the status, and the Stripe ID. And that's everything we need in terms of database. Then we can go in Frontly and start with a new app. I'm going to name that Stripe Integration, and the subdomain will be Stripe Integration. I'm going to copy my existing Google connection, create app, and here we are in the pages. Let's go to Google Sheets and import a spreadsheet. I'm going to copy this URL, paste it here, import, and we get our subscriptions Google Sheet added in here. Then let's go to pages and start building our pages. So the first one we want is our account page. Create this one, and here I'll add a column. I'm going to go to styles, enable the background so it looks a bit nicer, and then in here I'll add text. This text will say hi, and then I'm going to add the user first name, and I'm also going to add an emoji. Perfect. Then I'm gonna say that this should be centered. I'm gonna select the column again, add another block, gonna be text again, and it will say current plan. I'm gonna say current plan none, and then I'll add another text that's gonna say current plan, and here we'll add our custom plan. The whole idea here is that because we cannot have if statement in here, so we'll use the display conditions, and if we have an active plan, we'll show this one with the plan attached here. And if we don't, we just show this one. We just edit this a bit, make it 3XL, large and nice. And let's make this center aligned because it will look much better. Down here, I'll add a row. And in this row, I'll add 2 buttons. Go back to the row, add another button, go back to the row and center align those. So the first button will be purchase plan. And this will be shown when we have this current plan is none. And the other one will be manage plan. And we'll show this when we have an active plan. I'm gonna go to the page settings, advanced, and I'm gonna limit it to 1200 pixels because I prefer it that way. And we can save this page. Now, in order to be showing those, we need to have some plans. So let's go ahead and add a dummy plan. And the status will be active, and I don't have a Stripe ID right now, but let's just say something here. So we can now go back to Frontly, exit from here, go to Google Sheets and refresh data and headers. And then we can go to settings and start building our custom variables. Those are the 2 that we'll need down here. Our first one will be get value from record. We need the first record. We don't need to sort. Let's go that plan. And the spreadsheet is subscriptions. And our conditions will be that we want the status to be active. And we also want the email to equal our current user's email. And the record field that we want to get is the plan name. Save changes. Add another one, which will be record exists, true, false. We're gonna name it active subscription. The spreadsheet will be subscriptions, and our conditions again will be we want our status to be active, and we want our email to equal the current user's email. And that's it in terms of custom variables. So now if we go back to pages, open this one. Now here in current plan, we can add our custom variables plan. And in the tab more, we can create a display condition, which will be that we want the custom variable active subscription to be true. Same way for this one up here, we want it to only show when the custom variable active subscription is false. Subscription is false. And for those buttons, the purchase plan, I'm gonna go to more, add condition. We want our custom variable active subscription to be false. So we'll show them an option to purchase a plan. And for manage plan, same thing. We want this to only show when active subscription is true. And that's pretty much our account page all set up. Let's save it and preview it. And you see that it got Pro Plan from here, and it only shows the Manage Plan button, which doesn't do anything right now, but we'll fix that in a bit. Let's go back to Frontly here and exit from here and create our plans page. Plans, the URL is fine. And here I want to add a row just to be able to center everything in it. And then within it, I want to add a column. And this column, I'm going to give it a background. And I'll start adding different elements. So I have one text label that will say Pro. This will be my plan name. Then I'm going to add another one, text, which will say $49 per month. Then I'll add a rich text, or I can edit contents and have rich formatting. And at the bottom, I'll have a button. Let's go ahead and style everything. So first, the whole column, I want it to be centered. I don't want any item spacing. I'll leave it at 0. Then for my rich text, I'm gonna edit content and just say feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 4, or whatever. Close that. I'm gonna make that like 200 pixels. Yep, that looks good. Then my new button will be get plan. And here I have my Stripe payment link. The Pro up here, make it larger and center align it. And this down here will also center align it and make it a bit larger. I'm also going to change the color just to make it a bit more distinguishable. And that's our pricing page, essentially. Let's save it. Let's go back to our account page and make sure that our purchase plan button takes us to this plans page. I'm gonna add an action, navigate to page, and I'm gonna just pick the plans page here. Save that. And the other page that we need to do is the resources page. Before that, let me just go to plans page and advanced, and also make it 1200 pixels. Save that, exit, and create a new page. I'm gonna name it resources, and here we'll add a row. I'm gonna give it a background, and this row will have some text and then also a button. Text will be, you need an active subscription to access this page. I'm gonna make it larger. I want to center align it, and I want to align the whole thing in the middle. This is also way too wide, so let's just do it like 350. That's good. And I want to center them vertically, and I want to increase this a bit, so let's go with 75. Perfect. And then this button will be purchase plan, and the click action will be to navigate to a page, and the page will be our plans page where we have our pricing. Save that, and just to distinguish those a bit better, I'm gonna select the whole row and change the background color to something like reddish. I'm gonna go back to page and to advanced and shrink it to 1200 pixels. Then let's make our next row, which is gonna be the green option, showing us that we have access to this page. Here we'll add a text block, and it will say you have access to this page because you have an active subscription. And next to it, we'll add a button again, and this button will be manage plan, which will take us to our customer platform. How big was this? 3XL, so let's go here, heading 3XL, made that 350, so let's make that 350 as well, and make it center aligned, align this whole thing to the center, make the item spacing 75 as well, and let's go ahead and show the background for this row and make it something slightly green. Perfect. So now the idea is that we'll be showing this if there's no active subscription, and we'll be showing this if there is an active subscription. So here we're gonna select this row, go to more, display conditions, new condition will be custom variable active subscription is false. And for this one here, I'm gonna go to more, display conditions, and the condition will be that our custom variable active subscription is true, and we'll save that. So now if we go to our page here and refresh, we'll get the account, which shows our current plan. We have the plans here and our resources page, and you see here that we get the green one because we have an active subscription. Now let's go to our plans page and add our Stripe payment link. I'm not gonna go through how to use Stripe, but I have created a test payment link here in my account. So I'm just gonna copy this one and add it here. So click action, we select step type, navigate to page, I'm gonna go with URL and paste it here. You can think about doing it in a new page versus not, but I prefer to just override the current page. So this one is done. It will take us to our payment link. And the other one is if you go to settings and then billing, you can create a customer portal link, which I'm gonna copy, and this will be on our manage plan button. So if we go to just save this one, and if I go to account, this manage plan will take me to this page. Save that as well. And then if you go to resources, this manage plan should also take me to the same URL for my Stripe customer portal. And I'm gonna save this one. The only thing left to do is to remember for your payment link, we edit it. I'm gonna copy my address here from my account page and make sure that after payment is set to this URL. So I'm not showing a confirmation page, I'm redirecting them to the account page so they can see that their account is already activated and they can continue using our app. And the last thing we need to do is create our make.com scenario. And I already went ahead and created this, but I'll walk you through all the steps. So we're adding a Stripe watch event, which is essentially a webhook, and it would give you an address here, but don't worry about it. You don't have to copy and paste it anywhere. As long as your Stripe account is connected here, that's all good. And let me actually just gonna delete this Stripe node and add it again, just so I can show you all the settings. So gonna add a new webhook and just gonna call it the Stripe webhook 2. I'm gonna use my Stripe connection, and it's important to select the correct group. So here I'm gonna go with payment intent, and I'm gonna say payment intent succeeded. So this webhook would listen for any time that a payment is completed. And you can follow the same approach and add different things. Like you can go ahead and add a make.com scenario that would listen for any time that somebody cancels their subscription, so that you can adjust the Google Sheets record. We're not gonna do that in this video because it would follow pretty much the same approach. I'm gonna save that. Okay. So now that we have our Stripe webhook here, let's go over all the other modules. And I have errors now because I deleted the original Stripe watch event trigger. So here I have my Google connection, my Frontly.ai Stripe integration spreadsheet, and my subscription sheet. And I'm searching for row. So I want to see if this email already exists, because I don't want to be adding a new row for every time someone cancels and then repurchases or updates to a different plan, things like that. So here I'm just gonna grab from Stripe. I'm gonna look for receipt email, gonna be my email, and I just need one because in theory there shouldn't be more than one entries for the same email. I'm gonna hit OK, and now I have a router that's essentially saying, okay, if the total number of bundles from this search module is 0, so if you didn't find an email, then let's add a new subscription for this email. So we are creating a new subscription with the receipt email from here, and I'm saying that the plan is pro, the status is active, and for Stripe ID, gonna just grab this, let's say event ID or whatever. Not gonna touch the Frontly ID, gonna hit OK. I run into some issues with the Frontly ID not always adding itself correctly, and I'm pretty sure this has to do with caching and should be fixed when we switch caching to instant. But just to make sure that it all works, I added this additional module, update a row, where I'm essentially grabbing the row number from the last, so where we added the subscription, I'm grabbing this row number and I'm changing the Frontly ID to be row number -1. And the concept here is that I'll never delete anything from here, so they would always grow the IDs. So it would be the row ID would be 2, and I'm gonna deduct 1 and have a Frontly ID of 1. And this was working, but in theory, I shouldn't need this one. So let's just delete it and see if it worked without it. And then here on the router, if the total number of bundles is greater than 1, so essentially if we found a subscription with this email, then we want to update the row. So we're getting this row number that we found here, and we're updating the plan to pro and the status to active. And we're also updating the Stripe ID with the event ID here. Okay, and then save it and make sure to turn it on. Now let's go ahead and test how everything works. So I'm gonna delete this from here, the subscription. Gonna go back to Frontly and let's exit from here and go to settings. And here under beta features, make sure that this spreadsheet cache interval, I think it's 1 hour by default, but make sure that you put it to none. Save changes. And now if we go back to our app and refresh, should see that we have current plan none, and we are showing the purchase plan button. So if we hit this button, we come here, and if we hit get plan, it takes us to our payment link, but our email is not pre-filled. So Let's actually go back and fix that. If we go back to Frontly, pages, and we go into the plans page, this get plan link navigates to a page and goes to this URL, our payment link URL. We can actually add a question mark and pre-filled underscore email equals to, and here we can add the user email. Go to the back here. So we're essentially passing the URL parameter, but for some reason, it wasn't always working when I was passing it through here. Maybe I did something wrong or misspelled something, but that way it works for sure. Close that, save this page, come back here, do a hard refresh. And now when I hit get plan, my email is pre-filled. I'm gonna use a credit card number that's for testing with Stripe, and I'm just gonna say pay and subscribe. This should run our Make.com scenario, and it should add a new row here, and you see that it took us back to the account page, and now it says current plan pro. And if I go to resources, I see that I have access to this page because I have an active subscription. If I hit manage plan, it will take me to the Stripe customer portal where I can provide my email, and it will send me a link where I can go in and manage that like any other service that uses the Stripe customer portal. So this is essentially how you can implement payments with your Frontly app and be able to hide certain pages or features behind a paywall. I wanted to keep the video shorter, so this is quite a basic example, but you can follow the exact same logic, for example, to build a make scenario that would handle use cases where a user cancels a subscription. Of course, initially, as you have like just a few users, you can always do that manually. Whenever you get a notification from Stripe that somebody canceled their subscription, you can go ahead, go into your app and switch the plan from active to canceled manually. But at some point, you can just follow the same logic and just build another scenario that would handle those cancels. And you can expand that over time and handle different like edge cases that initially it's like really easy to just take care of manually. I hope this video was helpful, and now you'll be able to charge your users for premium features or even for digital products that you can offer through your Frontly app. If you want to dive deeper into building apps with Frontly, you can watch this tutorial where we built an entire course platform with Frontly to generate more leads, and I take you through the whole process step by step. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in this video.